Hi, hope you're doing well. This video is going to be quite short. I will show you the bottleneck and solution area of this strategy template that I'm working on. The reason I'm including this is because often people struggle understanding what they're supposed to do next, and they waste time chasing the wrong solution, doing the wrong thing, or just not understanding what is truly blocking them. And this concept comes from manufacturing, I believe, some kind of manufacturer book. But the idea is that there's always a bottleneck in your process, or just there's always something that is blocking everything else. There are never two things that are blocking you at the same time. Another analogy could be the weakest link of the chain. And the reason I'm including this here is because when you're building your brand strategy, you might, for example, come across some kind of obstacle that is blocking everything else. And you want to write it down, plus the solution and how you're going to approach this. So that if your mind is extra prone to procrastination and avoiding the actual thing, like mine often does, then having it written down is gonna do a lot for you. The way I'm writing it here is that your bottleneck is the single biggest block in the entire business. It is the thing that if you solve it, your world would change, everything would change. The weakest link of the chain. For example, for me right now, the biggest bottleneck in my brand, in my business, not my business as a consultant, but the business for this brand, is that I don't have the strategy filled out yet. And I'm still making strategic decisions, without which I can't move on to the brand book. I cannot order the bottle or the box prototypes before I know how I'm going to approach things like, this discovery sets versus collector pieces. I just posted a video about this, about the creative tension that I'm solving. But for example, if we travel back in time, like 2 hours, when I woke up, I did not really have this solved yet. Now I have it solved, but I had the bottleneck that I had the creative tension. I had not decided how I'm going to approach the self-expression versus consistency dilemma that I faced, where I didn't know how to combine the two parts of me, where one part wants consistency and look very minimal and transparent and brandless, and then another part of me wants to have collection pieces that look beautiful and are unique to each product. How do I reconcile that? How do I combine those together? And the solution for solving that bottleneck would have been to strategize, to sit down and think, who is my customer? Who am I? How do I let myself do both express and also maintain the brand strategy? But I solved this, so that's no longer a problem for me. But what is the next problem? If we look at the roadmap, well, right now I'm in the strategy build phase. Nothing else matters right now because, to be honest, this could also be seen as a bottleneck. For example, if we look at the roadmap that I had shared before, right now we're in the strategy build phase, right? So why can't we start working on the brand book already? Why are we still on the strategy build? Well, we are not starting the brand book because we have not done the strategy, so that would be the bottleneck. But if we go deeper, the reason we haven't done strategy yet is because we haven't thought about the brand promise, we haven't thought about the content pillars under social media, we haven't researched competitors even deeper. When we talk about bottlenecks, there should always be a start and end. The end is what you're trying to do. For example, for us, we want to launch, but we cannot launch because right now we have not built out and finished the strategy. I'm gonna write down that the current bottleneck is unfinished strategy document. And I will specifically say that this is a draft because a strategy is never finished. You are creating a first draft and then you continue with version 2 when you learn something more about the customers and the brand. So don't feel like you have to finish everything and make it perfect before you can continue. Just have the first version, maybe sleep on it for a week and keep going. It's better to move and learn from experience than to have the absolute perfect strategy, because there is no such thing as the perfect strategy. You still need strategy because without one you're just blindly going in random directions. But there's no such thing as perfect strategy. So just start with one and build from there. So my current bottleneck is that I have unfinished brand strategy draft. And because I haven't finished the draft, I cannot really work on the brand book. because I can't work on the brand book, I have not decided what the bottle prototype should be, what the packaging should be. And sure, I could order bottles and, waste money doing that. But why would I do that? If I could figure out the strategy first, then do the brand book, and then I know what I want my bottles to look like. I won't be guessing. I won't be buying from different suppliers and thinking, is this right? Is this not? It just makes sense to build the prototypes after we have decided on the strategy and the brand book because, well, budget is not unlimited, as I assume is the case for most people. But still, I see perfumers do just that. They build the prototypes, maybe because it's fun, but they waste money. But it doesn't have to be like that. The solution is to keep going through the draft. 4 modules left. We have the sales, socials, contents, and brand promise. Okay, also competitors. Packaging direction we have. That's it. So this is our bottleneck. This is our solution. And the reason this matters is because anytime when I want to do something that is other than this, I know I'm procrastinating. I know I'm not doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. For example, if I, after finishing this video, went on to look for suppliers to try to find this kind of a bottle, that will be procrastination. That appears to be productive, but it's really procrastination and a distraction from the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, which is finishing the strategy. Another way to put this is every second that I'm not working on the bottleneck, I am delaying the time when I can launch.